So then I said, no man, I ain't never seen no dog, man.
Find out what's going on inside your ear. What the frick?
Man, it sure is a good day to go out squonking. It's raining. That means tears are more applicable. We learned last time through some knowledge dropped on our first video that we shouldn't follow the river, because if Squonk is near the river, he sees his reflection and he doesn't like that. He gets even more sad and cries even more and becomes even more remote. So we need to take this knowledge provided to us and use it to discover Squonk today. So Luke, where did you have it planned out that we were going to go today?
The Squonk Monolith. I think it's a statue. Are you familiar with the Squonk Monolith?
Yeah, I go there all the time.
Okay.
Luke mentioned a Squonk Monolith, and I immediately have no idea what he's talking about. But the name alone just sounds like something that humans shouldn't be interfering with. I'm very disturbed going there. So what do you suggest the plan is for today?
Tracking.
Okay. I've been running some diagnostics on my personal computer here, and I'm trying to figure out our best way to do that.
Almost to the road. But I think what we do is we find the monolith. See if we can track anything from it by communing with it.
Interesting, okay.
So this monolith, it's going to be a little hard to find today because there was snow on the ground, and it stood out better because you looked in the woods and you saw black and then white from the snow on top of it. So we're going to have to keep our peepers open extra hard.
Keep them peepers extra hard, got it. Golly, if this road don't look familiar. Man, just think of all the cryptids that could be hiding out in this rugged wilderness.
It is rugged. Might even be right around here, Andy.
It's right down here, huh?
I see it. I saw it. We'll pull off right here.
Oh boy.
Oh gosh. What first threw me off, Andy, was I saw that little clump. I thought it was a creature sitting on the log.
I see the creature, yeah, the clump.
Not too far down here is the monolith. Should be close in our sight. There it is!
We can see the Squonk Monolith downhill from where we are. We're about to set foot in its territory. I am terrified.
Andy is terrified, but I don't think it's that bad. This monolith could help us find the ever-elusive Squonk of Pennsylvania. Look at all the blight on it.
Even the surrounding trees have been infected with blight.
Changed shape a little bit, but it looks like it has legs. I got it dripping. It's hanging from its mouth.
We're here in front of the Squonk Monolith, and I immediately feel uncomfortable. There is a presence here. I cannot determine what it is, but I already feel like I need to get out of Dodge.
As you can see behind us here, the Squonk Monolith is standing tall and eerie. It's got a very eerie presence in this woods.
Oh my gosh. Do we dare touch it?
Yeah, we have to.
Okay.
Oh, do you feel that?
There's definitely some kind of presence here. I wasn't able to form it into words, but now I can feel it. I can feel it.
We need to take this back to the college for it to be studied.
Luke just dropped a bombshell. He wants to take the Squonk Monolith back to base camp. I just don't know if we can accomplish such a feat on such short notice. The monolith itself is probably thousands of years old. I don't know how a human is supposed to remove it.
Andy brought up a very true point. It is massive, but we could probably take a sample. Let me get my knife.
I sure hope Luke has a knife to take a sample from this tree, because we are not going to be strong enough to remove it.
Where should we take from?
Right here, the heart.
The heart. The heart. We got the sample. We obtained the sample from the heart per Andy's recommendation. We're taking this back to the college or base camp to be studied in our vats.
Yeah. We have just been trudging through swampland for the past 30 minutes. It is rugged terrain out here. I don't know. Something about this place seems very familiar.
Look at this ancient tree. That's aligned on purpose.
Luke just pointed to this big tree behind me. We're estimating it to be thousands of years old. And not only that, Luke noticed it's in direct line of sight with the Squonk Monolith.
Ooh, sun's coming through.
The sun's bursting through the treetops as we trudge through this water looking for Squonk, even though Squonk doesn't like the water. But because we're in his territory, his domain, these riverways are protected from his curse of being unable to view himself. What on earth is that?
Look at here. I think something removed this.
It wasn't me.
Was not me.
Wonder who could have removed moss in the Squonk domain.
Look how those trees are leaning. Like they're pointing to something.
Oh gosh. Now where could this river be leading?
You have to investigate everything out here. Look at this trail.
Golly.
Could he be coming down here to get a sip of water?
Perhaps. We are still in his domain, so this could be part of the protected river where he doesn't get sad seeing his reflection.
You're right. It is very dusky in here.
Oh my god, I found another trail.
Holy.
I just found another trail. I was just walking and suddenly there's another trail almost immediately parallel to the trail we just found. What is going on here? Right here, you can see that trail from the river. Goes that way, and branches off, and goes that way. What could be occurring?
We have a big imprint and 3 toes.
Luke just noticed a massive imprint on the ground. We can't determine its origin, but we're going to send this footage back to the lab for them to dissect it, and hopefully we'll get the information we need. Whoa, 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 stop, stop.
What?
Does it feel to you like we've entered a different territory? It almost feels like the last area. Oh God. The area we were in prior was like the beginning of spring, but then we get to this area and it looks like autumn and it feels like autumn. I can't describe it, but the temperature makes it feel like it's almost Halloween.
It does. Another trail.
Oh my God. We were just walking towards the autumn forest and suddenly we are bombarded by a gigantic river rushing right past us. This river must mean the end of the Squonk territory, with the beginning autumn forest being the barrier between it. Squonk cannot pass this river. It is a barrier, a blockade. He cannot move past it.
There's no way.
I wonder if that's why all those random trails Luke discovered are just leading up to here.
And look at that. Why are the leaves stripped off that little beech shrub and just left on the ground? And it smells very, very foresty here.
What could be happening?
I don't know.
Well, we're at the end of the Squonk domain, so we're going to head back to the truck, following one of the trails to see if it leads directly to the monolith or goes somewhere else entirely. A lot of blight in the area.
Tinted water. We're walking back to the trail, and to my right, we noticed a very red-tinged body of water.
As Luke and I were walking back to the truck, he noticed a pool of tinted water, red tinted water. I don't like the look of this. That could be a very literal pool of Squonk tears we're passing. I agree with Luke, let's keep moving.
Another one. This one's darker. Dark pools.
All right, let's follow the trail. Not that trail. Not sure where that one goes or why there are two trails.
It just stops. Look at the witch's butter. The fungus that is known as witch's butter.
It seems the second trail, more pronounced than the first, goes up this little distance and then stops right at this little spot of witch's butter.
Maybe a snack for him. Oh my gosh, dude, what the frick? As we were inspecting the witch's butter, we heard a very loud and aggressive stick break up in the woods there. It startled both of us.
Man, this is getting dank. We're heading up to that spot in the woods where the stick broke, trying to see what caused the stick to break right as we were examining the witch's butter. This is the tree where the random stick broke. There's no sign of anything nearby. There's no reason a stick should have randomly broke like that. I noticed Luke noticing something on the ground just feet away from the Squonk Monolith.
What a strange phenomenon. Facing the monolith.
Luke noticed a little bit of snow within the Squonk Monolith vicinity, pointing directly towards the monolith, just as that one tree did. What could all these signs be pointing towards?
Our investigation proved fairly fruitful, but as of right now, we are heading back up to the truck to do a little bit further documented investigation.
This area is very mysterious, but Luke says it's time to go back to the truck and do more on the ground investigation, so that's where we're going right now, back to the truck.
So Andy,
Yeah, what's up?
do you perchance think the Squonk could be friendly?
I don't know if a being like him, based on what we know, is capable of understanding friendship. Because I think to have the understanding of friendship, you need to understand and be friendly towards yourself, which is an antithesis of what we've been told Squonk is. Luke and I are driving down the road farther away from the Squonk Monolith, and the farther away we drive, the more distinct it looks. Like we're no longer in the mossy area. There's more rivers, and it just generally feels different. As I was saying earlier, it feels almost like autumn. Damn, woodpecker been working that tree. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa. There's a scenic bridge right here. Looks like it's made of cement. What the? We are driving over the same river that barricaded off the Squonk territory.
It must be on the other side. What is that? Rocks and water? What is that?
Oh my gosh, we have to go check it out.
Have to.
Luke and I are here at a new area about a mile down the road from where we were at the Squonk Monolith. Yet this area feels off just as it did in the Squonk Monolith.
It does feel very different, as if we entered some sort of transient realm. The temperature has changed a little bit, the wind has picked up, the sun looks a little different too.
We're gonna go over in the woods and see what we can find out. Whoa! So like, I was telling them, I don't know where whoa! What the? We're walking along in this new area and noticed like the whole area is covered in leaves and foliage and other springtime normalities. However, this area is covered in straw.
Has that stump been burned?
What is this?
Someone came up there and took a big old plate out of it.
Markings all over the place. Oh my God. I just found a rake, a human rake in a very unhuman realm. As soon as I picked it up, I could feel a surge of energy that was foreign to me. Luke, why would there be a human rake in this realm?
I've got no explanation. Look at that tree.
Even more interesting than the rake.
What the? What is this? What? What? What the heck?
This is very unnatural, but it feels like there's been a bit of human intervention within this area. If that is the case, I don't think it is going to make Squonk very happy. We're following the river and we're stumbling upon something quite colorful. It looks like an abandoned human tent.
Holy cow.
Luke and I were walking and we discovered an abandoned human tent in an abandoned human fire pit. Why would there be an abandoned human tent in an abandoned human fire pit near a rushing river surrounded by Squonk territory?
And we are on the other side of the river. Squonk territory's over there, and we didn't see any real signs of violence until we're on the other side of the river. So Andy's theory about the thesis of him being friendly is really adding up.
Luke just found a chopped tree.
Just found a chopped tree, and it's just something had a snap here. Look at this wound. Possible claw marks?
I'm really disturbed at the thought of what could cause humans to abandon their human tent in an environment like this. Because as far as we know, there's nothing here to scare off a human.
That root ball.
Oh my lord.
The tree is devouring it. What is that?
As Luke and I venture deeper into the forest, we keep coming across more anomalies. First of all, another abandoned human structure. That looks like a foundation for a tarp or a tent or something, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Why are there so many abandoned human structures in this vicinity?
What is that, dude?
There's a similar one over there.
What the?
What is this domain? Luke and I are here in a separate dimension from the Squonk domain. We aren't sure where this is. For the time being, we're going to call it Sector B. We're in Sector B now, and we've just been flooded with anomalies. This tree looks like it was ripped straight out of a fable. Another one over here. More of the same, along with more squonk water. Squonk water. If he does not like clear water, oh shit.
Somebody against something lost a great battle here. I just discovered an arrow on the ground.
Luke just noticed a human arrow on the ground, as if a battle took place right here, which may explain some of the anomalies we're encountering. Wait a second. Right here from the arrow, I spot something else. Is that what I think it is?
It might possibly be.
Squonk water. The more we explore, the more pieces I'm beginning to put together. And I'm not liking the looks of this puzzle. Yes. Luke and I just discovered the remains of a deer with marrow still attached. There's something nearby.
Is that a bottle?
That is a bottle. I was worried you were going to say something else.
Andy?
Yes?
More witch's butter.
I've discovered more witch's butter directly where the deer leg was pointing. Luke and I continue to discover new anomalies and the mystery grows deeper. However, I think between the two of us we can brainstorm our thoughts and come up with something conclusive back at the lab. Luke just noticed a strange tree with strange markings on it.
Some sort of
Birch. What could have caused it? Another pond. This looks like it could have been squonk water, but it's been diluted with rainwater. It's a nice opening here where rain could have rushed in here. This looks more clear than the other bodies of squonk water we've seen. I'm beginning to piece together something, Luke.
What's that?
And I don't think I like it.
Oh no.
I just watched Luke trek through the squonk water. From what I could tell, it looked mostly diluted, so I'm reluctantly about to do the same.
Crossing.
Luke noticed a crossing on the ground. Sun peeking out again. Seems we've reached a dead end yet again.
We're heading back to the truck. The investigation may be over.
We've been walking miles into the woods, and it finally seems like there's no more anomalies the farther we go. So we're heading back in the direction we came, back towards the truck, into Sector B, where all those anomalies were. Gonna try to piece together what we think the puzzle is, and then take our findings back to base camp. Oh my gosh, Luke's stumbled upon something I don't even want to think about. abandoned human shoe in the middle of nowhere on the outskirts of Sector B.
It's like right before another pond.
I don't like it.
Could that be a home?
Someone's coming. Duck. Someone driving by on a truck. Who are they and what do they want? That looks too small for any known animal I can think of tied in there. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm more worried now about our presence being known.
We gotta get back to the truck! Buy me time, Luke, buy me time! Where's the truck? Oh my God, I found the truck. Why is there snow in front of the truck, Luke?
I don't know.
Holy golly, Luke, what was that?
I don't know how we made it out of there.
It's like as soon as we got near Sector B, some humans became alerted to our presence and forced us out. Then we couldn't locate our truck, and Luke knows his truck placements, so that was extremely suspicious. But we're on our way out of here now. We're gonna head back to base camp and see what we can determine. Well, I do know one thing.
What's that?
My fat ass ain't ran like that since the 3rd grade.
Oh man. February 23rd was the last expedition.
Luke and I are back at base camp, ready to document our findings today, maybe piece together some of what we uncovered today. Luke's documenting the process in his journal while I'm going to present him with some information and bounce my ideas off of him, see if he thinks what I'm thinking or if he has some other theory. Do you remember when we found that drum of water? Wait a second. Right here from the arrow, I spot something else. Is that what I think it is? I have a feeling that squonk water, that red water, may be squonk blood.
That is very possible. Do you think they got to him?
Well, based on the operations we've seen, I believe, from what I can see, it looks like humans are trafficking squonk and harvesting organs, perhaps blood, perhaps they're cloning squonk. Wait a minute. Do you remember those 2 trails coming out of the squonk domain? I just found another trail. I was just walking and suddenly there's another trail almost immediately parallel to the trail we just found. What is going on here?
Yes.
They were heading right towards the Squonk Monolith. Why were there 2 trails if there's only one squonk? I wonder if there's more than one squonk. Perhaps they're being engineered by humans.
Yeah. I bet there's more than one. That's why there's 2 trails.
Yes. I was hoping you had another theory because I really don't want to be correct about this, but it seems as if humans are harvesting squonk materials to create more squonks. Someone somewhere is concocting an army. Our first theory about squonk not enjoying the water because he sees his reflection and gets sad, I think we may be starting to debunk, because that seems to be his primary source of water, because the other bodies of water, the squonk water, I don't think is water at all. I think it's squonk blood. There were too many random pools of water for squonk to be drinking out of, because why would there just be random puddles in surrounding areas like Sector B?
I never thought of that till now.
I have a feeling we've stumbled on something big here. We may not be able to turn back, Luke. That's why the dude in that truck was so insistent on seeing us and stopping us. I bet they're directly involved. There's a sect of humans in the woods that are harvesting squonk organs, perhaps genetically engineering more of them, and we're caught in the middle of it.
And then they came for him at night, they said, and because of this, he just fled. But they were close, but they could never catch him.
Well, Luke just finished documenting our findings today in his journal. I'm about to narrate for y'all. I picked up and we left base camp at around 1:30 p.m. March 11, 2026, 64 degrees. We ventured toward the Squonk Monolith. The skies were overcast. A slight breeze was flowing between the treetops. At times, there was a slight drizzle. We managed to locate the Squonk Monolith. It was well obscured off the road, hidden at the base of a flowing stream in what you could tell was a clearing. A hidden clearing, if you will. And myself took a sample from the brazen monolith to be studied back at base camp. As we ventured deeper into the Squonk domain, and what we found was that of undescribable anomalies. In the Squonk domain, there were many twisted trees, pointing this way and that, but never quite leading anywhere until we found a towering, old, centuries at least, hemlock. This old towering tree was directly due south from the monolith. We were perplexed, and the questions started coming to fruition when we stumbled upon a very curious, well-worn into the soil trail. Out of curiosity and looking for answers, we elected to follow said trail. Not far was it that we discovered that it was not a single trail. However, it was two trails coming from the monolith and finally converging at a body of water. We were heading back to the truck when we stumbled upon some witch's butter. Upon investigating, the fire orange gelatinous fungus, the stick in the distance, was violently and fiercely snapped. We made great haste out of there after that. We cruised down the road after pondering our findings, and we come upon a bridge made of cement. We cross it and get out. We venture into the wooded, dimly lit forest. This is where our discoveries only get more wild and unsettling. At first, findings, we see a pile of deer fur about 2 feet from it, its leg. Possibly a human hunter? Further on, we see an ember red object. We walk up to it and find it is an abandoned tent. Something caught our eye once again. This time it was something far more telling and sinister. What laid on the ground before us was an arrow, still fully intact. We have a suspicion that a great standoff happened here. Not far from the arrow shaft, we find yet another deer leg, marrow still attached, looking as if something was gnawing on this limb. Directly north of the leg was a mossy tree with more witch's butter. Most disturbing, though, was finding a 5-gallon bucket at the base of a tree with a rusty amber red fluid in it. More and more of these bodies of water were popping up on the ground, so many that Anne started calling them Squonk water. We also coined this area Sector B. As we were leaving, we hear a noise coming down the road. We look up and see it is a person in a truck going fairly slow. At this point, we know they were onto us. How? We do not know. We made great haste and fled from Sector B, whilst having this feeling something was hot on our heels. We are back at base camp going over our data. Many questions are arising, but one is more troubling and wretched than all. And asked me, with the red fluid in the bucket, is it possible that Squonk is being trafficked and having his organs harvested to clone him? At first this sounds crazy, however Anne mentioned the 2 trails, implying that there could in fact be more than one Squonk. It is horrendous to think this is happening to Squonk. However, bringing this to light makes a vast amount of sense. Is it true? Well, we only know when we can cross that trail. For now, we have lots of leads to go off. I fear it is only going to get more wild from here on out. They are onto us, and they know. Well, Luke, I'm not sure how to process today's data, but it seems like we have our work cut out for us.
Indeed we do, Andy. Indeed we do.
Next time we meet, we'll know where to start. Until then,
in the heart of the woods, where the shadows play, lurks a creature of legend in a mystical way. with tears in its eyes and a heart full of dreams. The squonk moves through